There's a short tutorial on stacking photos together for multiple exposures. If you start from Lightroom, highlight the pictures you want to combine together and go into Photo, Edit in and down to Open as Layers in Photoshop. This will then open all those pictures you've selected into separate layers over in Photoshop. If you would rather start from Photoshop, it's easy then to just go to File, Scripts, File, Automate Scripts, and load files into Stack. And then it asks you which pictures you want to load into a stack, and you can either add open files if you've already opened them on your screen, or you can click Browse and choose the files from wherever they're kept and choose however many you want, and then click Open, and they will come up in here, and then you click OK and they'll load into separate layers on your layers window. To save time, I've already opened them. So here we have 6 images, and you can obviously use blending modes to look at the pictures and see how they look when they're blended together. This can work, but it's not always the best way. It introduces lots of contrast, lots of dark areas, sometimes overexposure. So I think probably the way I prefer to do it is to leave the blending mode in normal and just alter the opacity of each layer. So start with the top layer here and click on the opacity and just bring it down, say to about 50%. And click on the next layer and do similar with that, bring it down to 50%. Click on each layer and keep bringing the opacity down to roughly halfway. I mean, you can experiment with the percentages and see how you like them. So on each layer of the 6 that I've got here, I'm bringing them down to roughly 50% opacity. And you can see on the image how they're all starting to blend together. So if you want that effect to be, different layers doing different things, then you can alter the opacity differently on each layer. This does have a bit of an effect on the softening the contrast of your picture. So it's probably best, once you've got the image to be roughly how you want it in terms of what's showing through on which layer, to go to Layer and Flatten. And then once you've flattened your picture, just wait for that to grind through. Talk among yourselves. So once that's flattened, you can add a brightness or contrast layer, or a levels or a curves layer, and just play around with a little bit of editing the image to make it how you want it. So a bit of contrast, a bit of brightness, or you can do that in levels or curves too. So that's roughly how I would add several layers into one image so you can get the multiple exposure effect that we were after.